Well, hey everybody! I think we're live.
I don't believe you.
It's always doubtful. It's always like, are you really? Are you not? Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We're in the studio, and I'm gonna work on a painting. Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic. Oh my goodness! I'm here for an hour, and I've totally avoided it until the second I hit the go live button.
Now it's static, or it's all gonna cut off, or
Yeah.
we're out of the game.
It was so quick.
Yep.
But thanks guys for hanging out with us. We're going online. We're doing more. What do you call it? Separation.
Social distancing.
Social distancing. I've been practicing that my entire life. I'm good at it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I mean, people out there, you guys might have caught some of Trevor Noah's The Daily Show, but he has because they don't do it in the studio right now, so he has the daily social distancing show, which is him on his couch, and he just like chimes in on over the internet with somebody. It's pretty funny. I actually really kind of think it's more interesting than his real show.
That's cool. I haven't caught that yet. I'll have to listen to that. I think he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
And so, today, guys, what we're going to work on, and we actually have this. We have the image online we posted, and it's of this. It's of this little dog. So this is a drawing that I did. It's on a 16 by 20 inch canvas. It's a very excited dog about ice cream. So, and it's a boxer. Our brother and sister-in-law. Well, my brother and sister-in-law. Your brother and sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Just got a baby boxer.
Oh my goodness, it's adorable.
Oh my goodness. So we had boxers on the brains. I haven't been able to meet them yet. I was sick on the day that Jack and Jackie went over there to see the puppy, so I didn't get to see him. But I can't wait. Soon we're gonna do that. And
I should show a picture. Do you want me to show a picture?
Can you hold it up to the camera?
Hold it up to the camera.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
So put it fully on me. This is worth it. All right. So.
Is it coming through?
Yeah.
And it's a white boxer.
Yeah.
I should say. And they had another white boxer named Max, which was just. It was just the best boxer. He was just so cool. He was Echo's, my first guide dog's best friend. So we have boxers on the brain. So I wanted to do a painting of a boxer, and it's called, and we're going to call it Ice Cream Dream. But we went off on a tangent. What I was going to say is that we've actually posted this drawing online on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, I think. Where so if you want to print it off, you can and color along. So we're all practicing social distancing. So the way that I'm going to do this painting is that I'm going to use colors that anybody probably has around their house. So if you have a box of crayons, I'm pretty much going to use those colors.
Yeah, if you're looking for something for your kids to do, you can print it off. If you can't find it, I'll post it again. I might even be able to post it in the comments here. But I mean, you can follow along if you want. Yeah,
we'll post it. We'll post it again, and we're actually coming out with a coloring book that we're going to be giving away free to anyone that signs up to our newsletter. And the reason we're giving away free things on the newsletter is because with the virus and everything, like just keeping track of what's being canceled and what's not and where you're going, being able to send an email is really easy. We also send out discounts and all that all the time on that. But I want to be sending out lots and lots of these coloring book pages and different things. They're just free. And in the newsletter, it just makes a really easy way to be able to do that. So we can send out links, we can send out videos and all kinds of little things that are just, it doesn't cost a thing. And
it doesn't transmit germs.
Yeah, and it doesn't transmit germs. And that's sort of the thing. Like I've been racking my brain because the reason I got into art was after I lost, I've been in art all my life, but I got into painting in college after I lost my eyesight. And it was a time when I didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of, I didn't have a lot of hope, didn't have a lot of anything. And the idea of doing art just sounded crazy, and right now, like everybody's having a financial crunch and stuff, and it's a little pessimistic, a lot of down people. And I thought, man, I can definitely relate to this time. So we're trying to think of things that are free that doesn't cost anything. If you have a box of crayons, you have some watercolors. If you have printer paper that you can print out on, you can print out this image and just have some fun with it.
Cardstock's really good because it's thicker, so you can
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be better
That's a good
for like
point.
watercolor or something like that.
That's a great point. Yeah, and you can actually, like, if you went to the office supply store, which is probably a safe store to go to if they're open, because how many people are going to go into those right now? But you can get like the canvas paper, and you can get watercolor paper that you can print off on, and actually do a canvas type painting, just like I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be on the internet forever. So, and the same with the coloring book. Like we have these images. And we're going to be doing this one thing too. This is kind of fun with the coloring book, and we're going to black and white images, but we're also going to do some grayscale. So if you wanted to use translucent like paints and things, the hard part about painting, I think, is getting the lights and darks and all that. Getting the tone right.
Yeah. In fact, there's they may not. It's in the screenshot. There's a cow painting behind you.
Oh.
That's up against the little fireplace thing we have in here. But that is a great example of one that will be black and white in the coloring book, but you can still see the grayscale. So it'll.
Oh yeah, so it'll be grayscale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the thing about the grayscale I wanted to mention was that if you want to use like a translucent paint, whenever you're done with the painting, it'll have a much more finished look. Like it'll have all these nuances. And people will be like, "How did you do that? How did you get all this with the watercolor?" And because all the highlights and lowlights are already in there. But you can also add your own and all that, so it gives you a lot of flexibility. So anyway, just fun stuff. But
and I should say that you might not finish this painting today, because a painting like that you don't normally do in one day. But if not, then we'll jump on and do the second round tomorrow or whenever you're working on it again. So. There you go.
That's a good point. And
I do want to say
drinking
that
grape water. It's delicious.
Grape water. Vera Lane has joined us from France, and she's going to try and understand all our words. So thanks for joining.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mike, my mom's friend, said cute, and Vera said cute. I think they're referring to the dog.
Thank you.
Whiskey.
I'm pretty sure they're talking to me about me.
I'm pretty sure it's Whiskey.
I'm pretty sure it's probably Whiskey too. Whiskey is the name of the puppy.
Yes.
It's a name for him to grow into. I don't think they're giving him.
He's got really big paws. I bet he's going to be a big dog. But regardless, Amanda Power sent hearts, and Jody Kramer said hi, John.
Oh, hi guys.
Kayla LaFrance Knight said two of my favorite people right there.
Oh.
So.
Well,
cool.
We have friends from Louisiana. It sounds like France, all over the place.
Yeah,
that's so
thanks
great.
for joining. This will be fun. We can hang in the studio together.
Yeah, and that was something that we thought would be more fun, doing more live shows. We love doing them so much, but just hanging out with people, like being able to catch up. That sounds awesome to me. I'm gonna work on this painting, and here maybe I should move it over here. If anybody wants to see like a different shot, or if they get tired of looking at us, we can just do a close up on the painting. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use some burnt sienna, and I know I said I wasn't going to use any fancy colors. Burnt sienna, it's brown. So if you have brown paint, brown crayon, the reason that I'm using the burnt sienna is because the paint that I have here is kind of transparent. So I like that. I'm just going to use it as a wash. To have an undertone. And we find brushes.
Nice.
Yeah, hiccups. Oh, I like this brush. Okay. So I'm going to use a flat. And I want to say this is a 3/4 inch. I'm going to hold it up. So I'm just going to use this flat. It's you can use whatever kind of brush you want. Like I said, for this, gosh guys, if you want to use where did I put my paint?
The majority of the show is just watching John prep his canvas.
Yeah,
and then we're out of time.
That was good, guys.
That was great. See you next time.
All right, I found my paint, and we're gonna
2 hours later.
Yeah, 30 minutes later. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just blocking in. So and one of the fun things about my painting, and I will talk about this the whole time. We're talking about all kinds of fun stuff. But one of the things about painting is the way I do it is that I'll do a drawing. So I have this drawing, and you probably can't tell in the video, but the paint that I use is already kind of cracking and stuff. But it leaves a different sort of feel for me, so I can feel where I am. But now I'm going in with a transparent color, and one of the reasons that I do that is because if I make a mistake, if I put a color like somewhere that I don't want it, I do want it there. But let's say I didn't, it's no big deal. I'll cover it up later. So this just gives you some freedom of movement. You can start blocking in some stuff. This makes it feel a little bit different than the paint that I put down before. So where I put the color is going to be a little bit more slick. So for me, that's important because it lets me know what I've covered. When I first started painting, all the paint had to be giant, thick paint. Then over time, as you learn more, I learned it doesn't have to necessarily be thick paint to have a different texture. It can just feel different. Like it can be slick or it can be kind of sticky. It can have a rubbery sort of feel. Like you can get all these different things. It doesn't have to be just giant toothpaste filling paint. So anyway, I'm putting brown in.
So we have Yvonne Evans and says, "Hello, John. I've been following you for a long time from Madagascar."
Oh my goodness!
And you are a miracle from God. Which I was real hesitant to read that because we don't need his head any larger.
No. We do.
No, that's really sweet.
No,
but Madagascar, that's a ways away.
That is so cool.
That's really cool. And Harry Baton has joined us and says hello.
Well,
and Laura Hamilton from Houston, thanks for sharing your talent.
Oh my goodness. Well, thanks so much for tuning in for this, guys, and hanging out with us. It's a beautiful day here in Texas.
I almost wish we could transport ourselves outside. It's been raining for 5 days, 6 days, and on top of being like self-quarantined, we're already kind of a homebound family, because we work out of the studio. A lot of stuff is computer already, and then we homeschool our kids, so we already are in the house all the time. But now with not going to the store as much, not going to the movies, not doing anything, the sun peeked out today, and it was like, step outside, even in the messy backyard, step outside.
Isn't that funny?
So we spent quite a bit actually this morning looking for our son's eyeglasses outside because we thought the dog got them. But we did not. Not
the guide dog, but
yeah, the crazy beagle.
Yeah, beagle with the.
But we found them tucked behind, on the side of the couch, really crunched between.
No, but they were fine. That's good. I wore eyeglasses from when I was 11 until I lost my eyesight, and boy, you finally learn to start putting them in a spot. And then whenever I lost my eyesight, I really learned you need to put things in a spot because, if you like your sunglasses, your keys, because you can spend hours looking for stuff, and it's right, and maybe it's right there where you meant to put them, but your hand just missed it. So when you're looking for it, you're like, where are they? And they were like right in front of you the entire time.
Yeah, and we were trying to retrace Jack's last 5 days, like spending the night at a friend's house, and are they there? No. Are they at grandma's? No. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's fun. That's fun looking for glasses. But Karen Teeter says hi guys from sunny Portland, Oregon.
Oh my
goodness,
nice that
it's sunny there.
Oh.
And Ashley says Ashley says hello from Clay and herself.
Well, hey.
And they're getting married in July.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So that's exciting. Congrats.
They're enjoying the exact same weather that we're enjoying. They live across town.
Yep. Yep, yeah. But they're getting married in Hawaii, so I'm jealous.
It's so exciting. Gosh. My goodness. How exciting is that? That is just several kinds of brilliant, isn't it?
So are you what are you thinking color-wise with the boxer? Because it looks like you're making him a traditional boxer.
Well, so I'm gonna block out his face in brown, and part of the reason for that, I'm gonna go in with some other colors and things, but burnt sienna, this brown has sort of an orangey kind of feel too, so it makes it nice to be able to work in other colors. Like you can easily go into orange, you can go into darker browns, but also because it's sort of an orangey kind of base, it has a nice contrast. It's complementary to blue quite a bit. So for his muzzle, I'm gonna block it in with some blue.
Oh, nice.
And that'll make the brown, the orangey brown seem more brighter. And so right now it's not as bright, but once that blue gets in there, it'll make it seem brighter. It's the whole idea of broken color that like Monet, Manet, Van Gogh, these guys, and I should say Van Gogh because I'm from Texas, but but I'm trying to sound extra fancy, like I know what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna say Van Gogh.
There you go.
Like like I know what I'm
fancy.
Talking about. Yeah, because I'm super fancy. But you do what you can with what you got.
Yeah, that's true. This is true.
So I'm putting this in, and over here on the cone, I'm gonna put in the brown too, but later I'm gonna go in with some highlights of white and stuff, and some whites and yellows, because to kind of give the idea, it's like with the cones how they're toasted. It isn't like a uniform sort of brown. You get more of a depth kind of with it and stuff. So cool. I don't think we've lost our feed yet today. I shouldn't have said anything.
Maybe you figured it out. Vera Lane says the eyes are very expressive. He looks like the boxer I had when I was a child.
Oh my goodness.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean it's funny because my brother is a big boxer fan. He always has a boxer, multiple of them, hence the new one. But he had one named Alex that was super cute and bouncy and expressive, and now he's got one named Hank that is special.
Yeah, he's super bouncy.
He's super bouncy, but he definitely has those crazy eyes, and his ears kind of stick close to his head and back, so it almost looks like he doesn't have any ears. So his eyes are always bulging. Adorable.
Yeah, he is full of energy. Oh my goodness, Hank is full of energy. It's like Chip, like our little beagle that we thought stole Jack's sunglasses.
Yeah.
Hank has a lot of the same characteristics of Chip, chocolate Chip, but
yeah, except Chip's I think more got issues.
Yeah, Chip for some reason Chip she's raised around dogs. Has always been around dogs. Never been attacked by a dog, but she has fear of dogs for some reason. So if she sees a dog outside, she'll bark, bark, bark. And so we're gonna try to deal with that, and because most of the reasons that the dogs will bite, and she has never bitten a dog, but it's because we don't we won't let her around until we train her. But most dogs that have that, it's just a fear aggression. They just get afraid, and I don't know what caused her to be afraid. She's never been around dogs.
I don't know either. It's nutty. I think part of it is she's got like a Napoleon complex because she's the smaller of the two dogs we have, so she's got to act alpha, and I think that's just, and she's protective. She's real protective of Jack because they sleep together and they're always together. But yeah, I think it's a mix of things, and the outside is like a wondrous, weird place because she's never been there. Yeah. Outside the house, besides the backyard. So
I guess it's a little surprising because she's grown up with two guide dogs, and they're the only dogs she's ever been around are ones that have zero fear about stuff like that.
And you'd think the good habits would rub off on the dog, but it's not that way at all. It's in fact the opposite. The bad habits rub off on the good dogs. So now it's. Now we have to be careful and make sure that, especially Eagle, because Eagle and her play a lot together, that they don't get too crazy and Eagle doesn't, I don't know, pick up some bad habits.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So, and Vera said the name of her boxer was Rulio. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's a cool name. I dig it. And Mike said triple flavor ice cream, ?
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's a must.
Oh yeah,
Obviously, whenever you have ice cream.
Quadruple flavor.
Oh, I guess there's 4. Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah, I mean, why stop at 3? We'll go for the whole enchilada here.
Is this dog being given the ice cream or is it sneaking a lick?
That's a narrative for the viewer to decide for themselves. I don't know. Last year, and is it okay to talk about the mural at the new with the dog that we did last year? But they're going to be doing a new one. I can't.
No.
I can't. Okay.
No.
Okay. Well then.
Can't talk about things yet.
Okay. Well. Okay. Because there was something I wanted to mention, but I was doing a painting last year for a mural for LSA where it was a dog with a hamburger.
Yeah.
And this time of the year, and I guess I had that on my brain too.
Well, right now, and Vera said it's so cool to see you painting. Incredible. Thanks for this moment. They're in quarantine in France, so. Oh. And I did pronounce the dog's name right. But anyway, because speaking of that, where that mural is of the pug leaning in to eat the hamburger, that place is temporarily closed down until they lift a lot of the stuff here that you're not supposed to go out, and I think like right now you can't have more than 10 people, and so a lot of restaurants are suffering, and just some have just closed their doors until it passes. So
yeah,
that's one of them.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, like when they open up.
Yeah.
But we can't talk about any of that
No.
yet. Okay. and that's why she's the boss, because I just want to talk about everything.
You do.
But,
I will say there is one thing that came across that was kind of interesting. And some people out there, big thanks for sharing this on the social. The Trinity River has along the river is this walkway, and there's bridges and stuff, and there's these big cement pillars that hold the bridges, and so the city is doing this push to have all the cement blocks have art put on them. So basically big giant murals that are on the side of these bridges that go up. And you were supposed to, you know, submit an application to get it, and we got an email recently that said we were sent to the next phase. So they're now going to approve what we want to do, and hopefully we'll get some of your art on the Trinity River.
Yeah, that'll be so cool. We have 2 4-story murals in the Bishop Arts in Dallas, and it would be so amazing to get in that green space and be able to, you know, to be there. And then we got the mural in Fort Worth and the mural in Denton, which will be covered up because it's just it's part of that project, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
to keep new art, fresh art coming in. But oh my goodness, that would be so cool.
Yeah, so that one will be fun, and that one there shouldn't be a hiccup with that one because it doesn't need to be finished until October. So by the time, and it's outdoors, so I assume all that will. And then you got the TexRail thing coming up, so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. So I'll have like 6 paintings going up for the Texas Rail, like to make the train areas.
Yeah, so if you're somebody out there that rides TexRail around Fort Worth, specifically the Mercantile stop, then you will see John's art in the next probably like 5 months, depending on how long it takes them to get it up. But that was another one that you had to apply for and compete with other artists and all that fun stuff. So
competition.
Which is nerve-wracking. That was nerve-wracking, going in and talking to the community board. It was anyway, it was weird. It was never had to do a presentation to do art, which is interesting.
I don't mind doing presentations or talking about art or anything like that at all, but I misheard some stuff but yeah, so that made it, you know, it made that interesting.
Yeah, we looked like amateurs.
But it all worked. They like the images, and they like, you know, all the stuff. So and that's really what matters. So it all worked out. But it was funny at the time. We thought well.
Yeah, we were like,
that's not a gig we're getting.
We're not getting that one.
Next.
But you know, I guess it was your sweet style.
I guess so. Yeah.
Actually, it was probably Eagle because she sasaves the day all the time.
This is true. But I was really happy though that they looked past that, and they were because. We had a slideshow thing that didn't work, and then we thought it was for a certain amount of images, and it turned out like they changed it. We didn't realize, but it was all good though, because we had ideas. We had twice as many ideas as we needed. So I think, you know, and they saw the work we'd done before, and I was able to tell them the ideas, like the vision we had for it, and they thought, oh, that's pretty cool. That sounds, you know, let's go with that. So, which is awesome, and it's fun working with other artists because with that project. There's other artists that for every station they're getting a different artist to work with, so we were there and we were able to meet some of the other artists, and you know, and that's really, I mean, honestly, it's one of the best things about working in the arts is the people that you meet. You know, like it shows and everything is really cool, and also the other people that really like art, whether they do it professionally or they do it for hobby, or they just like to go to galleries and museums and check art out. You know, it's this group of people that just sort of get each other, you know. So it's fun to be with those people, and you know. So I don't know. That's always my highlight with that. Oh, I should say I added blue. So the blue that I added is cerulean blue, which is just a fancy way of saying light blue. So you know, and so I'm putting blue down in here, and if so hopefully, like, I don't know if you can see a difference between, like, the orange and the blue, if they kind of work off each other a little bit.
It's popping a little.
And then later, I'll go in and I'll add some more. And So right now I'm still in the process of blocking in the painting. So I'm just adding colors here and there. And that's something that I would love for you guys to give a try the next time that you're coloring or you're using watercolor pencils or regular pencils or paints, is to work in an older style, like the old masters would block in paintings, and it was such a great way to work.
Well, Michael Bradshaw joined us and said, my son Oliver just started drawing and we're watching.
Hey, nice.
When did you start drawing, and then what inspired you?
Oh, that's so cool. I don't know if you want to share, but I'm curious, like what age or what grade Oliver's in, or what level. Because I know for me, I started drawing before I could walk. I think I just, for some reason it clicked, but I never really thought anything about it much. It was just I loved it. It was my way of dealing with stuff, and I was sick a lot as a child, so drawing was something I had control over. If I was in the hospital, I didn't have to bring a lot with me. I could just, as long as I had some paper and I had like some pencils and different things, I was good to go. And when you're creating art, you're not thinking about anything, in your past, your future. You're not worried about anything. You're just in that moment, and that's such a great place to be. And then I started reading these books. So I got art books on that were for kids about how to draw, how to draw cartoons, how to draw pigeons and dogs and all these different things, gorillas, and I would try to draw those, and that led on to other things until.
But did you ever draw Pokemon and dragons? That is what his 8-year-old loves to draw, he said.
Well, dragons had been invented when I was a kid. Pokemon wasn't so much a thing when I was a kid. I don't think. I'm pretty old.
Yeah, I guess you were probably in your 20s, because it's about 25 years old.
Is it? Yeah.
It's pretty old.
It might have been around. It's just I wasn't into it.
Yeah, you weren't a kid. You weren't like a real kid
I wasn't,
at that point, I don't think.
Yeah, I might have been into other things when that, but Pokemon is such a great thing to draw, though, and that it's so cool because in anime in general, like
there's a slew of books on how to. I know our son is 12 and he draws Pokemon and anime quite a bit and loves looking at those books and looking at YouTube tutorials on. You start with this circle and add a line, and then all of a sudden it's like a perfect replica of that.
Yeah, yeah. And you start getting an appreciation of lines, like thick lines and thin lines, and the meaning that they can give. And you learn a lot by doing that. And by drawing Pokemon or anything, where if you're trying to copy it, you're trying to copy it in a perfect sort of way. It's a really, really great way to learn art, which is why you see so many people in museums with sketch pads and they're trying to copy the drawings.
Yeah.
It's a way that the people have tried to understand art for centuries, and it's just a perfect sort of way. And even for writers, like I know Hunter S. Thompson, when he was alive, when he first started writing, of course he did this when he was alive, I don't know why I mentioned that. He probably hasn't done a lot of writing since then. The books he wrote when he was alive, they're way better. But when he first started learning how to write, he took F. Scott Fitzgerald because he really liked his writing, and he with his typewriter, like he would copy the entire book, every letter, every period, everything, just to get an idea of the flow, the mechanics of how to write. And that's the same way with if you're learning music and you try to play a song just note for note in the same way that your favorite musician.
Yeah.
So with the Pokemon or learning how to draw, trying to copy something and making it exactly the same way teaches you so much.
So Sharon Quintel said, "Aw," about your painting. Amy Burke O'Toole said, "Favorite contrasting colors, blue and orange."
Oh, nice.
And Vera Lane said, "Blue is a very good idea for the nose. Like it." And Azure Muse said, "Hi guys, hello, thanks for joining again."
Well, it's good to see you, man.
And I see that Andy, my brother, joined us, and he should he should go back to the beginning of the video so he can see pictures of his puppy that we talked about. His profile pic is the pic I showed on the screen. So
is
super cute.
Oh my goodness!
So, and I will say that every time you lean forward, we're all just watching your hat.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Oh.
So Stephanie Wagner King said, "Hi guys."
Well, hey. I guess for a different view, I could I could change hats. Every once in a while, just
I don't think anybody wants to watch your hat.
Yeah, I know, but I know I have a camera right above me. Let me see if I can show you guys. So I have a camera right here.
Yeah, everybody can see it. Yeah.
And I've got it zoomed in and stuff. But but the idea, So it's either to have it there, or I could put it here, but then around it, and I've done that before, and I bump it constantly.
Yeah. So
it's either I'm hitting it and it's going zany, or you're looking at my head. I'm afraid there's got to be a better way to do it. I don't know it. Oh, let me say really quickly. I'm adding a light purple.
Ooh, nice.
So in with the cerulean blue, the light blue, there's a light purple. So we have the brown, the blue, the purple, and like I said before, on this painting, I'm just using colors that you can find in a typical crayon box or a watercolor set, or acrylics or oils. Like if you get a multi pack, you go to Michael's and you use their 40% off discount coupon and get a really cheap pack of paint, and you'd be able to do this painting if you wanted.
Michael Bradshaw said Oliver said he also likes to draw stories. Thanks so much for sharing. I think you surprised and made his day. Stories, that's pretty cool.
That's what I did too. Oh my gosh.
Stories. And Andy says hello. He actually talked.
Oh, well, hi, Andy. Andy.
So you
sound like I'm from Mayberry. Howdy, Andy.
He said making YouTube videos for my divers and saw that you guys were on. Gotta love those boxers. That's cool. He's making videos for his divers. It's funny how everything is like going online.
Yeah.
But
I want a virtual presence robot now. I think that's what we all need. Like we can just. Wasn't there a science fiction movie where? Oh yes, there was with Bruce Willis maybe or something. But everybody had a virtual reality kind of robot.
Yeah. It was oh my gosh, yeah, it was Bruce Willis. It was like not Replicator or
And the movie did okay. Like it wasn't big, but if it came out today, people would be like,
Yeah, you had but you weren't a robot. I mean, you were a robot, but it was still the actor. It wasn't like a computer screen on a dolly thing.
Yeah, it was like a robot that went around and did stuff. Yeah, and then
almost like you didn't know what was real and what was not, right?
I don't remember. It's been so long since.
Now we gotta watch that movie. I feel like that's the next wave. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think my virtual presence robot would be more like Sheldon's from The Big Bang Theory, where it's just
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how my brother Andy is a diving coach in Mansfield as well as a teacher out in that ISD, but I'm kind of curious how you make diving videos for your students, unless it's I imagine it's him talking in front of the camera and being like, this is how you do this, or do they, I don't know, I'm curious. Chime in, Andy. I want to know how you're doing it.
Maybe it's just him yelling in the camera.
Oh yeah.
Do it better. better.
One more sit up.
All right, hour's up. Okay. Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's on the couch with Cheetos.
Yeah. Well, it's a way that I would do it.
I mean, that's how I would do. I mean, heck, man, I brushed my hair today for you guys. I don't do that.
But that's probably why I'm not a diving coach or any kind of coach, and yeah.
I know, I thought to myself today, we were getting ready before the video, and I was putting mascara on, and I was like, I've put mascara.
You put mascara on? Wow.
Because I'm going to be in front of this camera, and I was like, man, I've put more mascara on in the last week.
Here, we need to make a.
No, see, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. But because we're having to go online more, I have to brush my hair and make up my face.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's tragic. It's tragic.
You could get with me and just do what I do.
What, put sunglasses on and a hat and burrow into a little painting hole?
Yeah,
no.
Works for me.
Well.
Works for me.
Anyway.
So, I'm putting some pink on his tongue right now. One of the fun things too, guys, one of the great things about art is that, I mentioned before that it takes you out of your normal world. And I think one thing that whenever people say oh, I can't paint, I can't draw, I think what they mean is oh, I can't do it well, or I can't put what's in my brain onto the canvas. And that does take a lot of time. That takes a lot of time. But the benefit of creating art, though, isn't making it look perfect. Though the benefit is actually doing it. It's the act of actually painting. Painting is a verb. So, if you're painting, if you're coloring, if you're drawing, if you've got a coloring book and you're working it out, what it turns out to look like at the end doesn't really matter. I mean, if it looks great, then it's icing on the cake. Like, woo, that's awesome. But if it doesn't, you didn't waste your time. Like, you've spent an incredible amount of time. It's like a mini vacation. It's almost like you've spent that time meditating. You end up in a better mental state than you were when you started.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I know whenever we're out and about and talking to groups or whatever, one of the questions that you inevitably get, and people have cornered me and asked me, and I'm like, I don't know, is, why do you paint if you then can't enjoy the end result because you can't see it? And my go-to answer is it's for you, it's always about the process. So I mean,
yeah.
Hence the giant pile of done paintings, but it's always about the.
Good answer, darling. Good answer.
So.
Man.
So Andy said that I'm putting together warm-ups drills for the divers. He got together with one of his divers and had him run down the list of exercises and drills, and I'm making movies out of them for the various levels that I have. I'm also making skill games for the kids to play at home that reinforce the movements of diving. They are going to send me videos, and then I'll post them on our website or that's our Facebook page. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, see, and that's why Andy is such a great coach. Like the kids that he coaches, the people are always do amazing. Like it's just incredible. Like it's fun to hear the stories because.
Yeah, they win a lot of awards.
They do. They win a lot of awards, and it's ridiculous, and so yeah, that's why. So for me, it would be me yelling at the camera, paint better. I'm not paint better, swim better.
So you'd say paint.
Yeah,
I mean swim.
Whatever. Cheetos, Cheeto me now.
I think what the interesting thing about this is that all of this social distancing we're having to do is forcing us to rethink like how we communicate and do different things like that. But now, I mean, I imagine everything will go back to where we're meeting in person. Obviously, coaching is really key for that, and our workshops and your speaking engagements. We have to go back to that. But But it's funny now that this kind of forced us to have like an online mini curriculum that maybe then can be built on and made better and referred to.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. I know for us we're the bulk, and we've talked about this in previous videos, but the bulk of our work, especially in March and April, is all outdoor stuff. We had
shows,
two gallery receptions, a TED Talk, 4 art festivals, so everything was canceled. So we were like, after we got over the stun,
you're like, what?
we were like, well, let's just go online. We're gonna have to do everything. We'll have to go back to where we, which we really like it. We get so busy. So this is kind of nice. It forces us to regroup and hang again online with everybody. So
I was thinking that's such a good point. But I was thinking the other day, like one of the things that I was really wanting to work towards the end of this year, whenever things like in the summer, because usually in the summer things slow down for us. This summer, I don't know if it will or not. Like it might if this keeps going on. Otherwise, I think
everything's pushed to the summer.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Because whenever all this ends, things are going to get nutty. Because
hopefully,
but, yeah. Well, I was thinking because I do a lot of speaking engagements, and we work with a ton of different charities and nonprofits. And I go in and we do fundraisings for them. We do talks, and if I go in as a keynote speaker, the organization, well, in the past, whenever we were able to put on an art show with that, they always make money, like bringing me out. Like instead of it being a cost, they actually make money. And I was thinking about this the other day because I was thinking like, oh my goodness, whenever all this ends, this is going to hurt so many of the nonprofits and charities because this is a time when, like the spring is a huge they get a lot of donations. It's when they have a lot of galas. It's when there's a lot of meetings, lots of events, conferences meet. There's all this stuff going on. And it's really hard for a nonprofit or charity to make up for that. I mean, so whenever this does end, there's going to be a ton of organizations that are scrambling, all trying to get people's attention and trying to say, because they're crazy important. I mean, there's a real need.
Yeah, I mean, like just the other day we got an email from the Guide Dogs of Texas, and they're trying to do a push. And I mean, everybody right now, the nonprofits are being hit they can't do their events, and people are a little worried, so they're not spending as much money, and it's just
Yeah.
So I'm kind of, and like the show we did the other night, it's the Hero Dog show. That reception we were supposed to have usually is a huge push for the paintings, and that's a nice chunk of change for them, and that got canceled. So so I imagine when all this lifts, it's going to be a slew of nonprofits, and hopefully everything kind of bounces back so that nobody suffers too bad.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that I'm going to start reaching out. I know we've talked about that forever, but reaching out to the charities and nonprofits and seeing about doing, like, for the latter part of the year, maybe doing way more fundraising, way more talks than what we normally do, because a lot more people are going to need it.
Yeah.
And the way we do it, we always end up, like, they end up making money. I mean, because we're just in this unique opportunity where we're doing art. So we're used to doing art shows. It's easy to go in and make things fun and make things happy and all this. And if somebody can't make a large donation because everybody's being hit right now, most people can afford an art print or something. So if they love the charity, they're able to maybe buy more of these little smaller things. And
great.
So I want to figure that out, and I want to do that.
Yeah, a great example of that is we went to a fundraiser in Kansas City, right before all this hit, and you really didn't even talk. I mean, you got up there and told a little bit about your story. And then, John painted a painting while he was there, and they live auctioned it, and that was a chunk of change. And then we had art for sale, and a portion of those sales went to the nonprofit. And then on top of that, which this was different and kind of fun, the blindfold painting that we do at our workshops, we had a little station set up at the gala for that. So if the fancy people didn't mind getting a little painting, they attempted to do the blindfold painting. So it was a real draw in that, so they ended up making money instead of spending it having you out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It worked out really well.
Yeah, I want to say they made like 3, 4, 5 times more than what they spent having us out.
Yeah.
And most of the time when you hire a speaker, that's money that's away for, like, that's a cost.
Yeah.
So it's way better if you can make more money on it instead of having to make. Anyway, I was thinking about that because I want to think about it, try ways to get the word out, because there's so many organizations that I just love, and I don't know, on the Facebook and on I hate reading posts where they're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, that makes me nervous too.
I want to ask you guys. I put orange up here.
Yes.
I was gonna go chocolate, so I don't know. But so maybe chocolate, maybe not. What flavors do you think I should do? Like should this be strawberry, or maybe this should be yellow?
I was kind of hoping for a more sherbety feel of all the ice cream.
Sherbety, so
like greens and yellows and.
Well, I was thinking about adding some yellow up in here, so I could make it like a golden sort of yellow orange.
Yeah.
I could do this green.
Yeah.
I could do this one.
The ice cream at the very top matches his skin color a little bit too much for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I'm just blocking it in. That's a good point, though, because I wondered about that, too, and I thought, well, I just got to start somewhere, because it's easy to change.
Mint chocolate chip, my favorite.
It's easy to make changes, so if you're not sure with the painting, instead of just not doing anything, go ahead, because it's easy to change it. So, like, I might change that to, like, a brighter yellow.
Yeah.
And maybe make this green, or I could make that green.
Michael said lemon lime sherbet. Do it. Yes, green. Vera said yes, green. And she said, very interesting to see you painting. Your fingers' movements are delicate with precision. You're fast speed and slow too. I'm a speech therapist, and I use painting with disabled children and older people. That gives me ideas. Thanks.
Well, awesome. That is brilliant.
Yeah, that's cool. There's a lot of, and I mean, she probably knows this, but there's a lot of different tools that you can use where, arthritic hands can grab on to different paintbrushes and stuff like that. You've done some research in that.
Yeah,
a little bit.
So what do you think, green, guys? There.
Yeah, I mean, I think green.
I'll make that more yellowy. Up here, maybe.
Yeah, I think it needs to be
more creamy feeling.
I think it needs to be a brighter green.
Well, I'm just blocking it in.
Okay,
so
cool.
This is sort of a and the idea, I know I keep saying blocking, and maybe I should explain that a little better.
Underpainting?
Yeah, so it's like an underpainting.
Gotcha.
And the idea of blocking. So if you think of like a block print, it's just you're putting in like big areas of color, and then you can go over that and you can completely change the color. And sometimes you may put a color in that isn't even going to show. And you'll see that a lot of times whenever painters will draw, and maybe they'll draw in burnt sienna or they'll draw in gray tones, and those tones really don't show through. Like you don't see gray, but you'll see other colors, and it'll change the way those colors look. So in this, I'm going to put this green here, and this is going to give me sort of a medium kind of color to work with, and I can darken it and I can lighten it. And then I can also add other colors to it, so I can go in and just completely change it up. But by blocking it in, though, it gives me a great place to start and start thinking about other colors, because in my mind I can go I can think, purple, green, red, blue, and in my mind I can envision it. But then once you actually take the time to put it down, I don't know. Sometimes you decide to make little changes, and it makes it easier.
That's cool. That makes sense.
Good. and the way that I learned this is just from reading and from talking to other artists. Like I've drawn all my life, but I've been painting for like 18 years. I paint every day, and I'm a bit of a nerd. So I go and I read a lot about other artists, and I see what other artists. If there's an artist that did something that I think is really cool, like an artist I really like right now is Alexa Mead.
Oh yeah.
Who does all this really cool sort of she paints people like live people. It sounds
She's we talk
sounds
about
like,
her
like instead of dead people or something. I paint dead people. No, but real people, so that it looks like they're in a painting. So her big thing is photography, I think, more.
Yeah.
But she'll paint people, she'll paint the chairs, paint everything, and then it'll make it look like it's a painting when you take the photo.
Yeah, her work is, and it's real. It's I'm sure a lot of people out there have seen it, or once they look her up and see it, they're like, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. But I think a lot of her stuff it's about the experience, the performance of it, because she does a lot of shows where you actually can watch her do it, and then you can go sit in it, and it's like she'll do whole installation rooms where it looks like a painting, and then you can go in and kind of experience it. And even like her people, like there's one that was really interesting, and she did these, like, imagine old 18th century like people dressed up in this, but they were completely white with just outlines in particular spots, so it looked like they were a walking drawing. Ooh. It was really interesting, and they went outside the gallery and walked around and just took pictures with people, and they look like a drawing, whereas everybody else is right next to them. It was just so trippy. It was so cool.
That's cool. I didn't know about that. That sounds really neat.
Yeah, so she, Alexa Mead, you guys should look her up. It's real interesting stuff. But, we're trying to do this immersive piece that was going to go with the immersion show that got canceled. But we're still working on it, and we're still going to do it. But she's kind of the inspiration for that. We're going to create one of John's paintings that you can kind of walk into. So, yeah, you can see like behind me. We actually went to the gallery yesterday, and did which I don't know if you didn't catch it. We'll upload the video maybe tomorrow or something. But we went to the gallery yesterday that had all the paintings up, and they're all park scenes. That you have super bright colors and everything. There's one behind me that I hung up. Here, I'll move the camera a bit. Hey, will you put the camera on?
Sure. Boop.
So there's like this one behind me. This is called Ride in the Rain.
And that painting is like a 4 foot by 3 foot painting.
Yeah, this is a big painting. And then there's another one next to me called Remnants, but the mic's in the way of that. But regardless, we went to do like a mini tour yesterday, a virtual one, and then the education director there did a mini sort of Facebook Live interview on their feed, and so we got all the paintings back, and so now we're gonna do that immersive thing and try to, I don't know, take it somewhere else.
yeah. And that's kind of the thing. Like we're gonna try to do more pop up shows, because we don't do that many art festivals. Like we did quite a few when we first started, and then now we do the ones that we really enjoy, that we really like, and that's kind of the ones that we're stuck with. So, so we do a few of those, but that's not like a big part of our business. But the best part of it, and the reason we keep doing them, is because it's so much fun being around people, and and it's sort of an exciting thing. Like, it's so much fun being on a city street. There was just a normal city street, and then suddenly, it's like a completely different feel, different vibe, and people are walking around with like a glass of wine or a beer in their hands, which is weird because you don't do that in the city normally or stuff. And there's art everywhere, and all these artists are there, and then hours after the show ends, it's a city street again. It's like magic. It's like,
I know,
boom.
like, who doesn't like going to an arts festival?
I know, it's so much fun. And it's so cool. And the ones we go to, they're juried arts festivals, so the art it's high quality, it's fun. And we also like to do ones that are where the art is really good, but there's also live music being played, because it just adds to the energy, the feel.
Yeah.
So we love that, but the thing we don't like is that if there's like tornadoes or bad weather, like you just never know, or or if it's 110 outside, that's never fun. So what we're hoping to do is to do more pop-up shows where like we go into a place and maybe we'll do a show for a weekend or a night or a month.
I mean, we have the walls, we might as well. I should say Ben Hughes joined us and said, "This is such a heartwarming image, thanks for making it."
Oh, thanks so much. It's inspired by our family's love of boxers
and right,
and ice cream,
and who doesn't love it. And Mike said downtown Hot Springs Pocket Parks would be a great place for you to set up.
I was going to say it, but I wasn't going to say it. Like, Hot Springs has such an incredible arts community, and we've worked with them before, and it's been a little while because a lot of their events have been happening the same time where we're already booked up. And they have a film festival that showed one of the
one of your documentaries.
Yeah, one of the documentaries was made of me once, and their art scene is so amazing. Gary Simmons is there. He's like America's one of the most foremost pen and ink drawings artists. He's a drawing. I swear my brain. Oh my gosh. It's just that's a really good idea. I love that town, and that's actually one that I thought would be a great place for a pop-up show.
Yeah, I know. Every time festival season rolls around and we're kind of, mapping things out, we get booked up, and then we're like, oh, the Hot Springs one, and
Robert Zunick too, with his he just sculpts the carvings of the bears and stuff.
Yeah,
I love Robert's bears. Like I still haven't bought one yet. One day I'm going to. I always tell him. But it's so cool.
Yeah. I wonder how Mary and Robert are doing. It's been a little while since we talked to him, and I know that he has that hotel out there. I hope everything is good.
Everything that I've heard, I think. But we need to reach out because you never know. So I'm gonna make this more yellow, and then we got green. Oh, it gets so wet. This is gonna be kind of a strawberry. Of course, remember, guys, this isn't done. This is just blocking in the color, and probably what we'll end up doing today is just blocking in this painting, and then maybe working on it again tomorrow or something. And then Then when I'm done with all of it, I'll stitch them all together, and I'll make one long video, or where it's all together. So if anybody wants the full meal deal and paint along with me, then they can. Down here, I'm thinking about making this kind of a purple, which I know is odd.
That like that ice cream is purple?
Yeah, like this little scoop.
But it might compete with his muzzle.
We sure might.
I don't know. What about gosh. I don't know. What does everybody else out there think? What ice cream flavor should that be that the color would look good?
Gosh, let's see. I know there's not enough colors in the rainbow.
Oh, well, there's a lot of colors in the rainbow.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
You're a nerd.
I mean, that's what I mean. It's like, come on, people.
There's shades.
Oh yeah, there's shades. Yeah, but it's it's shades of red.
I don't think blue. I think maybe. I don't know. Maybe like almost like a vanilla.
White.
Well, but like a super like eggshell.
Like a light.
Okay. Dark chocolate was one.
Dark chocolate.
And then
nice.
Vera said purple. Maybe there's a grape ice cream.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Is purple is what I was thinking originally.
I mean, Maybe a light purple?
Yeah, I was thinking like, so what, here's the purple I was thinking about. Let me see, make sure. Boop.
Okay. Like, yeah.
And then all this is going to be bright colors too. So it'll. I think, you know what? I'll make it light purple, because that's what white paint was invented for. If we don't,
There you go.
if the gang doesn't like it, we'll change it.
All right, cool. That would be an interesting video. Is to just leave it up to the crowd, like whoever chimes in the first, you have to do it that color. You have to paint that.
Wow.
That would be.
People could be really mean on that too. You know, like
maybe black.
I
all of
choose
it.
polka dot. I choose. Can you paint this one Argyle, please?
Mike said it would not have to be a dark color. He suggested the dark chocolate.
Oh.
To contrast with the lighter color on the lick. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I that's a good idea. And I was thinking about dark chocolate, but I was also thinking, like, because I want to keep this kind of simple. The color's not simple, but I really want to stick with the colors that anybody can have at their house. Like, during this whole virus thing, if somebody wanted to just use what's in the house,
yeah,
you know, like, or if they wanted to go raid their kid's bedroom or something and get their box of markers out, you know, just normal kind of colors. And the dark chocolate sounds really good, and that sounds totally scrumptious. But I would want to add some other kind of colors and things, I think, to give it that sort of, like, I don't know.
Dark chocolate might be the bee's knees.
I know. I might change it and make it dark chocolate. It's just that I'm not sure if I'll have to use a color that's outside the normal color box.
Black with burnt sienna and that dark brown.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'll probably have to use more of an umber, or maybe even more of a, because the burnt sienna is more of an orangey kind of brown. I could make the top chocolate.
That's why you're the artist.
Is it? Oh, no.
We're in trouble.
Uh-oh. But you know what? I'll make it like this for right now, because this is just, I'm just blocking them in. Although it would be nice to figure it out before I put this paint splash in.
I mean, are you gonna paint his tongue in more?
Yeah, everything in more. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I was waiting to do that because, like, where his tongue here, where it's curling around,
yeah,
it's going to interact with the ice cream a little bit. So I want to have it kind of intermix a little.
Yeah.
So I was just putting in some kind of highlights, or actually kind of low areas of the pink, to give the idea of the tongue. And then in here, I'm going to go in with the different colors.
Okay.
One of the things I think that's going to make this painting really pop is once it's all blocked in, I'm going to go in with highlights and lowlights. I'm going to try to raise it up and lower it down, you know. But then I'm also going to add in a bunch of other little colors just kind of what the Impressionists would call broken color, which I mentioned earlier. But this is just where you put pigments that haven't been blended. So one thing I incorporate quite a bit with my painting is I'll take the idea of broken color that the Impressionists had, and whenever they do it, they don't really blend anything. Like all the colors like stand next to each other, but I'll blend some of it, and then I'll put in that, like to give it more of a emphasis.
There you go. I like it.
The emphasis on the syllables.
Barb Dorrington joined us and said, "I've missed you guys."
Oh, missed you. It's good to hear you. So that's one of the great things about going live after, we get to hear back from people that we haven't talked to in a long time. It's so great to hear different names that you're meeting, you know?
Yeah, it's been a while, so this is fun.
I'm gonna have a great rest of the day. I know even after we stop this feed, I'm just gonna feel good because we get to chat with some old friends and make some new friends. That's so
well, and
cool.
I think like our goal is now that we're trying to concentrate a bit more online. I think our goal is to do live feeds every Monday and Thursday.
What is today? Oh, today's Saturday.
Today's Saturday because
today was just special for painting.
Well, yeah, and today would have been the day that we were doing the workshop at the Frisco Gallery, but that got canceled. So we thought we'd just do it online and bring it to you. Now, I will say that the workshop that we do is a bit more hands-on, where you're feeling, things inside boxes and smelling scents and jars and stuff like that. But we
Yeah.
thought we'd just, reach out to everybody since we couldn't do the actual workshop. So,
That's true. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, sweetheart. We were going to be doing the workshop today, and the workshop that we do, like we've done with museums all over the country, and it's so fun to be able to take that and do it at different places. And the one that we were going to do today, like we have things for people to touch and feel, and to be able to think about it in different ways, like different, the textures, how that relates to color, or how it relates to shape, things for them to eat, and things for people to smell and think about the way that interacts with color, how it may affect the way that you want to capture a subject, music for people to listen to. And the big part is just incorporate all of your senses into the art. So we do workshops where we try to incorporate all of the senses. And the side product, I guess, of that is it just makes it a lot of fun. Like, it's not, instead of just sitting down in front of a canvas, everybody has a canvas and everybody just paints, which is a whole lot of fun too. I mean, that's why those wine and sip things are so huge. But this, we do that, but we also incorporate all these other things with the senses. And the really fun thing about it, I think, that was surprising, is that it makes it where you can incorporate people of any sort of ability or disability, because everybody uses their senses in their own way. So if you incorporate all the senses, everybody can participate, and it also opens up a whole different range of age levels.
Yeah, it's really fun for anybody, and it makes the art more memorable when you start to take it in, multi-sensory style. And
I almost feel like I was doing an ad for it or something, but I just get really excited about it. But it's funny because we've done these for over a decade at museums, and it's funny how when we first started out, I counted it up. It was 30 something different workshops that we had, like for kids with kids with Alzheimer's, kids with autisms, or soldiers with PTSD, or people in wheelchairs, or this and that. And then over the time, we started being able to shrink it down and down, because as long as it's multimodal, as long as you're engaging all the senses, you can have a professional artist that's how they make that's their career, painting next to a child that has a visual impairment that's never seen, and in the same workshop, and they're both having fun, and they're both asking questions, and the little girl is asking questions to the professional artist that he never thought of, ideas about color, well, why is that blue, or how would blue feel? And and the professional artist is like, I never thought of that. How would blue feel? And and blowing his mind, and then he's able to show her different ways that colors interact. And it's just, anyway, I'll stop. Anyway. I just get excited about that sort of stuff.
You do like the workshop.
But that's what led to this, because we thought, we enjoyed doing the workshop so much. I thought, I still want to do a workshop, or I still want to paint, so we thought, we'll paint. Yeah, we'll paint.
Well, Barb said, thank you for making my day. I've been a little down today, and you cheered me right up.
Oh, my goodness. So. Well, thank you so much for saying that. And, well, you cheered me up, too. I wasn't really down, but I'm happier than I was. And this whole thing, guys, it's so stressful. I mean, even if you're a type of person that wasn't really concerned about the virus, if it's not like your age group or this or that, or you don't have, and you thought, well, I don't have to worry about it. There's a whole economic factor now that's brought in, so now a lot of people are worried about that, even if they weren't worried about the virus. Some people are worried about the virus, but they're not worried about the economic thing. Some people are worried about both. Some people aren't worried about anything, and and those are the heroes.
Those are the heroes. I don't know. I mean, this too shall pass, but it's just, we just stay connected online and reach out when you need to, and
That's true. And this is bad.
Find things to do.
This is bad, but we've all seen worse, Mm-hmm. And I've been uplifted too by a lot of the positive stories, like on our neighborhood group. You see things that come through where someone says, hey, if anybody needs any help, if they need any food or this or that, just let me know. And it's not like an agency or anything. It's just a person in the neighborhood, or somebody needs a ride here, or this or that, or I have an extra half loaf of bread if anybody wants it, or I don't know if you want to eat food from strangers right now, but
that's true.
But the heart,
toilet paper, share your toilet paper.
Yes,
people.
There you go.
Not cool.
Yeah, stop the hoarding with the toilet paper. No, we're not. We're kind of lucky with all that.
And we have a bidet. Best purchase we made in 2019. I'm going to say it every show.
Yeah, that's good.
Every
it's the year of the bidet.
You know that company is sitting pretty.
Yeah.
But anyway, Lita Rachel joined us and said, "I love this."
Oh, well, thank you.
So,
thank you very much. Do you know when we started this? How long we've been on?
No idea. I want to say an hour and 15 minutes ago we might have started it.
Well,
are you wanting to stop for a bit and then come back tomorrow or something with your lowlights and your highlights?
Maybe a little bit. It's like, I do want to paint some of the splat here. So I'm wondering about what colors, but I might have to think about this a little bit more.
But you can't paint on it until we come back, right?
Oh, no, I might paint a little bit.
Oh, see, you're bad.
No. But I won't add anything crazy or anything. Like, I might just add a little bit, here and there, just a... But it'll be easy to see what I did, if I did anything.
All right.
So I might decide to block in a little bit more, but that'll be the most that I do, I think.
You think you're going to leave the background white?
I might leave that up to the gang.
All right, cool. Well, if you guys have any pointers on color choice or anything like that, let us know.
Yeah, and we're going to be putting out... we've talked for years about coming up with like activity books, with coloring books, with all these different sort of things. And we're actually writing one right now. And for anybody that signs up to the newsletter, we're going to be giving those people free, so like sneak peeks in this.
Yes, so if you, Mike said vanilla splat.
Ooh, like that.
There you go. Yes, so if you go on Bramblett.com and you sign up for our newsletter, which we don't send out too often, but we'll occasionally update everybody on discounts or gallery shows or events or stuff like that. Or when John finishes a slew of new works, we'll let everybody know. But so if you sign up for the newsletter, we will immediately send you a coupon code for, I think it's 20% off anything purchasable on the website. And then this weekend I'm working up a sneak peek to the coloring book that we're going to release, so I will send that out as well. You'll get to kind of see that, and if you got kids at home, that's like kind of awesome because you can print off different images for them to paint, and it's all like, this is one of the images. There's a couple other dog ones, and it's all images of John's paintings, just either black and white or grayscale.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing to put on there, and and something we just wanted to be able to give out free and be able to do to the people that and we're doing it through the newsletter, because that seems to be the best way to be able to have a group of people and be able to release that. And we only put the newsletter out like maybe once a month. Every once in a while we might do two.
Yeah.
If there's something extra special
depends.
that comes out. But yeah, that's usually how we give out free things and stuff.
Yeah, so be sure and go on to Bramblett.com or the Facebooks and share everything, like it, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and I'm hoping a lot of people will use the coloring book and share the pictures.
Yeah, I'd love to see
that would be really
some
cool.
of that. That would be awesome. And if you share it via email or anything like that, we will make sure, and if you want, include it on the show.
Yeah.
So if you don't want, you should probably say don't share it, because I'm just going to automatically share it.
Yeah, I've learned that if you don't make any funny faces whenever Jackie has her phone out, because she will take a picture.
Well, those are
and
the fun
it will
ones.
end up on the socials.
Nobody wants to see the generic, cheese smile. They want to see the candid wacky stuff. Anyway, I'm right.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Anyway, so I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, I guess I'll call it done for right now. But
thanks for tuning in.
Really do you want to do this again tomorrow?
Sure.
All right. Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I'll probably finish it tomorrow, guys. But thank you so much for spending your weekend with us here.
Yeah,